Live from the Dell Plaza Shopping Center in Bel Air, Maryland, it's 6 days. Not really. I mean, it is 6 days, but I'm not really there. Says two of you are here. Welcome. Aw. And YouTube just sent me a notification to tell me I'm live. That's pretty dope. I appreciate that, YouTube. But here's a little surprise. I already knew that. Don't tell me what to do, YouTube. I tell you what to do, fool. Oh, somebody left. They're like, oh, shit, he is live. Or maybe they're mad because I wasn't really in Bel Air, Maryland. At the Dell Plaza Shopping Center. I've been there. I used to work at 7-Eleven there. It's still there, by the way. Hey, how you doing? I'm just going to call you Temp. Unless you want the numbers to. Y'all got to talk and keep me awake because I worked hard today and I almost fell asleep and forgot to start the live. Well, you don't have to talk. You could just watch me fall asleep. Work at my actual job was fantastic. Work on the farm, fantastic, except for getting bit a couple of times by barbed wire and a spider landing on my hat, and it was freaking hot. So it's win-win. And I made it to the live. How was your day? Except for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, most of my work days are fantastic. I love what I do. Your day was pretty good? There you go. Mickey, what is up, my friend? Man, I'm glad y'all are here. I get to go back out in the morning, but in the morning, all I have to do is drive T-Post. I had to do some other stuff today. Oh, yeah? Well, I hope they're okay. I mean, I probably should be in a psych ward. But yeah, hopefully they'll be okay. Hopefully they can get some help and they'll be all right. They don't usually just chunk people in there just to chunk them in there. So positive thoughts and prayers, man. Hope everything's okay for your friend or turns out okay. Oh, that's not good. You wasted half a pound of wax. That sucks. But I mean, as long as you got it figured out and you're working, it's really, I know it sucks to waste material, but at least you got it figured out. Yeah, that's definitely not a good state of mind. I'm glad he was smart enough to get help. Oh, that's cool, Mickey. I remember my son did watching him in marching band. I don't even know him. I'm proud of him for calling because so many people don't for whatever reason, various reasons. But I tell people all the time when I work with people, if I can't help you or we're not getting anywhere, you need to get some professional help. But never be afraid to ask for help. I work with people all the time for a whole host of reasons. That's awesome, Spec. I enjoyed that video, dude. I mean, that looks fantastic. I saw what you meant about the water looked a little cloudy. I don't know if that was the video or if that was actually cloudiness of the water, but you talked about it last week. but it still looked dope. I mean, it worked like a regular one. That was really cool. Yeah, Mickey, I love going to the competitions, watching my son. Eh, you notice I didn't. Well, then I think I released one. I don't think I did the second one. I think I stopped the second one. I think I did one that was okay. I think. It's been a while since I've done reactions. I've been crazy busy. I haven't been able to shoot any reactions, much less think about ones I've already done. These last, what, 3 weeks, I have been insanely busy. As far as YouTube goes, this is all I've been able to do the live streams. But it seems like I like the one I reacted to. I think I released the reaction to it, but it doesn't seem like I released the second one. Did I make? Let me look. Let me look and see if I made a note. How bad is this damn delay? 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006. Got about a 7-second delay. That blows. Let me see if I made notes. Mm, it seems like I started doing it and I stopped. Mm, hmm. I can't find where I left myself a note. I'm trying to remember. I used to keep notes for what I reacted to. Okay, then was it somebody in the comments? I like the one that you recommended. I released that one, but it seems like somebody asked me, and maybe it was in the comments. I thought maybe it was you, but I'm trying to find my notes. But the one that you had me asked me to do here, I can. Oh, I almost cussed. Let me look. Um, I can't see what you're saying right this second, so you got to hang on. All right, content. Search across my channel. Oh, wait a minute. I don't look happy in the. I don't look happy in the thumbnail. That's usually not a good sign. I'm gonna have to listen real quick. About the. Okay, so we're good. I don't know why I look so unhappy in the thumbnail. Okay, we're good there. Yeah, Spec, that was a surprise. Uh, I don't know where. I know they're coming to Austin, but I don't know where they're playing. There's some places I refuse to go to in Austin. Some of it's because of shitty venue. Some of it's because where it's located. I'm almost to the point where there's a. Oh, I pulled that the wrong way. Damn it! That's what I get for looking in the damn screen. um. Uh. I'm getting to the point where there's only 2 venues that I actually enjoy going to shows to. They've got great parking. There's not a bad seat in the place. But unfortunately, some bands don't go there. um, yeah, Dallas. Dallas is quite a drive, and it sucks. Shit, Tim, $30 is cheap for a ticket. Where are you at, man? That $30 is expensive. I'm usually good with anything under $100, depending on who it is, up to 150. That's pretty crazy, huh, Mickey? That just like it's done, knowing that that's going to be the end. I don't think it'll be the. I think it might be the end of Liliac, but I don't think it'll be in. Oh, that's why. Yeah, here in the States, shit's expensive. You could get tickets for $30. I mean, if you get tickets for $30, they're like outdoor venues where you got to sit in the grass. Usually, the 2 venues I like to go to, they have some decent ones for like 70 and $80. Like I said, there's not a bad seat in the place, but hell yeah. I mean, I don't know what the exchange rate is, but so I don't know if it's equal to what we're paying, but they get you good here. Not just on the ticket. Once you get in that door, because you can't bring shit in to drink or eat, man. Hell, t-shirts cost more than $30. Yeah, that sounds about right for comedy. Yes, excluding merch. Merch is crazy. When we went and saw Alice Cooper and Ace Frehley, I had already committed $200 to merch. And that was just 3 shirts and some autographed pictures. And I think I just slid in under that 200 mark. Mickey, I always forget his name, the guitar player. That dude's got a brilliant future, so I can't see him just stopping. Um, I went to the first Hell Freezes Over tour. I saw them in Austin at the UT football stadium. My brother bought the tickets. Uh, I I want to say that what on the on the field closer to the stage they were in the thousands, but we were up in the stands, and I want to say our tickets were like 50 or $60 a piece. That was a long ass time ago. Kenny Wayne Shepherd opened up for him. Ann Richards, the former governor of Texas, was at the show on the field naturally. Um, my daughter just went and saw Suicide Boys, and the tickets were reasonable, and they were so close she didn't have to zoom in, and she got good pictures and video. Oh, wow. Well, good for her. I mean, if that works out for her, that's great. And I agree about Sam. I think that dude extremely talented. But Mickey, there's a lot of shows. The closer you get to the stage, they're in a thousand. I mean, like with what Kiss charged, that's insane. I did a whole video on that, and it's weird the people who got mad at me and were trying to defend Kiss for doing what they do to their fans for that money. And that was one of their first retirement tours when they were doing it. It just got worse from there. But when my kids were growing up, I would show them we would go to these festivals and pay like 40, 45 bucks a piece for the tickets and see 5 to 6 bands or 4 to 6 bands that were hungry. So they were just killing it, putting on great, great shows. So it's totally worth the money. Um, I I almost agree with you, Mickey. I think until they took the makeup off, because in the 70s, they played places nobody played. That's why they built such a rock solid fan base, because they went places no one would. We lost 3 people off this conversation. Good. Um, but I think that's what allowed them to go that long is they built a rock solid fan base and they don't see what Kiss was doing to them. But I think they took the makeup off to try to save the band, and they made good money. And then they put it back on strictly for money. They can say whatever garbage they want to say. Putting the makeup back on was just a money grab. And they drug that shit out as long as they could. I've watched Paul Stanley. It makes me want to laugh every time he talks about why they did it. But yeah, so I think up until they took the makeup off, that they were more about their fans. But after that, well, no, maybe until Dynasty, because Dynasties where they were grasping at straws instead of doing what they do, they started grasping at straws, trying different stuff. There's some great songs on Dynasty, some great rock songs, mostly by Peter Criss and Ace Frehley, but some good rock songs on there. Uh, I mean, I like Dynasty. I like Unmasked. A lot of people don't, but I'm not just if it ain't this, I don't like it. I'm not that kind of guy. I listen like different styles of music. So uh, I did not like Music of the Elders. That was a joke. What a garbage album. And I think Revenge was probably the best album they put out. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? You didn't like the solo stuff? Um, I liked some of everybody's albums. I think Ace Frehley's was probably the strongest album. Uh, I'm not blowing you off, Desmond. I'm trying to say this before I lose my thought. But glad to see you here. I hope you're having a good day. I'm doing fantastic. Um, Gene had a. Mm, let's see. I'm trying to remember. I remember being pissed off that he did "When You Wish Upon a Star," the actual Disney song. That one pissed me off. Um, Paul Stanley had a couple of songs. "Move On." I still sing that song to this day. "Move On" and uh, "Hold Me, Touch Me." I like that song too. Uh, Peter Criss had a couple of decent songs on there, but I think out of the 4, Ace had the most solid album. He definitely had the biggest hit with New York Groove, which was a cover. But uh, doing what they did to Bruce Kulick, I mean, it worked out for Eric Singer, but Revenge was a solid album, especially considering it was Kiss. But all the shit they put out after that was just garbage. I mean, in fact, I couldn't even listen to it. I tried a couple of songs, but I couldn't make it through it. What are you up to today, Desmond? Appreciate you showing up. I appreciate all of you that are here, even those of you that are just watching. Hope you're being entertained, enjoying the conversation. You can ask questions. You can ask my opinion about stuff. You can just say stuff. I've got a solid community here. Well, that's cool. That's my plan for the rest of the day. I went into work an hour early this morning so that I could get done with what I had to do. Then I had to leave, take care of something. I had to come home, eat, go to the farm, come home, take a shower, and do this. So today, the rest of the day, anyways. Hey, Paula. I was just thinking about you. One of you to show up. It's a nice surprise. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Oh, I'm not thinking about you in a weird way, don't. Cooking? What are you cooking? It seems like y'all eat at odd times like I do. I normally eat at 3:30, but when I do the live stream or pick up Savannah from school, I have to do it at 4:30. I'm fixing to start some new phases of fasting. Mm, that sounds good. Um, all right, Mickey. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you being here. I hope you enjoy watching your grandson, man. Oh, just starting early. Uh, I'm about to start some new level of different fasting to break up my routine because right now I've been eating 2 meals a day. I'm going to mix that up. I'm going to do 2 days of meal to meal, which means I only eat 1 meal a day. And next week, I'm going to try a 24-hour fast to see how that goes. Uh, they recommend doing it once a week. Man, back in the day when I still ate meat, that would have been good, Desmond. Chicken is one of my favorite things to eat when I ate meat. But now I don't. Next week is my 1 year anniversary of being insulin free. Quite proud of that. Which I keep saying that, but I'm really proud of that. Apparently, 2 people didn't like me saying that because they left. Bye. Have a nice day. Ugh. It's kind of weird. I started diving in, doing more research on fasting. Uh, Desmond is really mindset, man. And I'm not judging you. I don't judge anybody that doesn't, that has struggles with it. A lot of people do. I mean, a lot of people struggle with a lot of things. But it was just mindset for me. After I did all the research and saw how I could possibly put my diabetes into remission, I decided to try it. And it was rough the first day. I failed the first day miserably, but second day was better. And then after a week or so, I just crush it. I don't think about it. I don't have cravings for sweets. I definitely don't crave meat. I can't stand the smell of it. I really don't have any cravings. They say that with the fasting, once you pass a certain point, you don't even crave food anymore. So I'm gonna try to break it up. They said it's important to break up how you do this. So we'll see what happens. Wow. I guess people don't want me to talk about my diet. What do you want me to talk about? Got any questions? Want to know my opinion about anything? Not that it matters. Get me some good H2O. Yes, actually. Okay. Ask away. I like when people ask questions, especially when they ask hard questions I have to think about. I'm not trying to influence your question. I'm just saying. While you're typing, I figured I would talk. Saw a good horror movie the other night. It's been a while since I saw one. I don't know that I would call it horror. It's got a few jump scares in it, but more suspense. The Devil Inside on Paramount Plus. I really enjoyed that. And then night before last, I watched Moving On with Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin. I like that. I've actually watched it twice because Savannah came in the last part, wanted to see the rest of it. That's on Netflix. I enjoyed that. And Murders Only in the Building has started again, so we're watching that. Hey, new people dropping in. Welcome. Did we freeze up? I'm sitting here waiting for Desmond's question. Hey, people just showing up. How you doing? Welcome. Got something you want to talk about? Or you just want to watch us talk? Oh, yeah? I used to watch that comedy show on BET. Shit, I can't think of the name. I used to watch that all the time. I can't think of the name of it. Mostly because, oh, wow, I ran 4 people off. Oh, not that BET. I'm sorry. What BET? What is that? I might have to check it out. What's it about? Me and Savannah do this thing where we randomly just scroll through the menu and just pick a movie. So maybe we could randomly pick this. Wow, that looks weirder on that monitor than it did on this monitor. I guess I shouldn't scratch my head. Oh. Is it like a series? Like, is it a show or a documentary? I mean, whichever. I'm going to check it out. That sounds interesting. Series, all right. I'll check it out and I'll let you know what I think about it. No, doc. Okay. So if you get some random message from me tonight or tomorrow, you'll know I checked it out. Oh, you're the only person that's going to understand what I'm fixing to say. Uh, oh, yeah, it didn't go through, Desmond. I wouldn't ignore you, man. I was sitting here waiting. Um, so Scott and White, I told you about the issue with the doctor, and they told me they sent me called me and left a message saying, "Well, you can see Dr. Harris. Call us back and let us know if that's okay." So I called back and said, "All right, I'll see him. I don't want to. I don't like him." It's not that I don't like him. Yeah, it is like I don't like him. Um, so I called back and I went. The girl said, "Well, he's not taking patients." So they called me and said, she said, "You're supposed to see Doctor that was the name Almar or Almer, whatever the hell it is." I said, "Well, I heard y'all ran him off because of his attitude, and I canceled my appointment because I heard he yells at patients, and I don't do well with people yelling at me." And she went, "Oh, well, I can't change it, so I'll send them a message." Why would they call me and tell me? I mean, I don't really want to see him. I'd rather see Alamar like I've been doing. But I know she's a nurse, so I have to once a year see the doctor. The doctor. The 2 times I've seen him, he's yeah, I wasn't impressed. The other people are watching this going, "Who cares?" Well, Paula knows what I'm talking about, so Desmond, did you put because it still ain't came through, man. Or was it one of those subjects? Hey, 3 people just dropped in. Up, 2 left. They're like, "It's that damn guy with the earrings. I hate him. Earrings and big head. Can't stand that guy." It's okay. I can't stand you either. You don't have to like me. Ugh. Stomach muscles are hurting. Driving fence posts is work, but it's a good hurt. Hey, mom. My mom's watching. Kind of figured you were, even though it took you 33 minutes to tell me. I think you just dropped in. Okay, there you go. So you can do a sounds like word or maybe misspell it. I'm pretty good. As long as the first and last letter are correct, I should get it. I'm one of those people. Should. Now watch me fail just because I said that. This is where a whole bunch of people should drop in and go, "What a dumbass. He doesn't know what he's talking about." Ah, ah, ah. Oh. Y'all can't tell I'm wearing just a shirt, right? I keep saying that. It's not true. I mean, I'm wearing clothes because I figured just as soon as I did this without wearing pants, I'd have to jump up and go do something. Actually, I think I would scoot out of camera. So if you ever see me do that, if I ever just scoot out of camera range, I wasn't wearing pants. Am I the only person that drinks room temperature water? I mean, I keep my water in the fridge, but I usually wait till it gets room temperature before I drink it. I try not to drink cold. I leave a little chill on my tea. I only drink 1 glass a day with artificial sweetener. I like a little bit of a chill on it, but I almost never drink cold stuff anymore. Very rare. Oh, I guess I can lean back while I wait because nobody's talking. Wouldn't that be something if I flipped over? And it would be on camera. I'm working really hard to stop saying the MFer. So instead, I've been saying Mickey Ficky. I'm waiting to use it when somebody's really mad at me and they're yelling at me like a heated argument. I do fail a lot. I still say, I've been saying MFer my entire life. So, and people keep showing up, but they're not participating. Talk. Don't be scared. Ain't scared. It's the internet. Okay. It is a great word, Paula. I love saying it. It's such powerful. And the shorter version without the M. That's my favorite word. Huh. Damn, Desmond. You don't have a sounds like word that you could use? Oh, my mom drinks room temperature water too. I didn't even know that. That's something we got in common, Paula. Although I've never heard you say it. You're always so polite when I see you. Not that like I see you every day, but when maybe that's why. It's so long in between times when we see each other. You don't want to just walk up and be like, F-E-D, F, MF, or FF. I wouldn't even bat an eye. I would just go, hey, cool. Ran 3 people off. I guess they don't like MF. Um, it's rare. Ah, that makes sense, Paula. Um, it's rare that I watch boxing. It depends. If I enjoy who's fighting, but I don't watch it just to watch. That's like UFC. I don't just watch. There's certain people I prefer to watch. Now, for a while, I was a huge UFC guy, and I watched whoever was fighting. But I've never been a big boxing fan. But like I watched Foreman's last fight. I watched that joke of a fight with Tyson and what's his face? That the stage shit where the guy got paid or Tyson got paid to let that guy beat him up. I was trying to think, Paul. I don't I can't think that I've ever heard you use any word like I use. And I think I've said a few words around you in our conversation. And afterwards, I was like, why did you do that? She doesn't talk that way. Because I try not to do that to my friends that don't talk that way. That's just how I talk. It's really hard for me to censor myself. And I have to tell a lot of people, my mom learned to accept it. You can learn to accept it too. I censor myself on here because it affects my money. Yeah. It just comes out. So if it bothered you, sorry. Um, I think they are too, Desmond, because it's just purely for the views and the money. Okay, didn't bother you? Good. Had a few of my old I don't mean age-wise older, people I've been friends with for a longer amount of time that have done some weird shit. I've just stopped talking to them. They just either I offended them. I'm like, I've been this way my whole life, and I'm actually nicer now. But now all of a sudden I'm offending you. That's weird. But it's okay. We just won't talk. How about that? And it was over shit that wasn't even like they take something the wrong way. They choose to be offended by something. It wasn't that I said something bad. That always shocks me. I'm like, oh, okay. Or the people that were just as bad as me, and now they think they're like, I remember you. Not, I'm not saying you. Some of these people, I'm not going to say their names, but I remember getting drunk, listening to you. But it doesn't bother me. I tell people all the time, I don't want everybody to like me. Yeah, it's kind of shocking, Desmond. I mean, like I said, I've always been out there, just almost no filters. I have a bizarre sense of humor. If I think it's funny, I say somebody just got mad at me about one of my posts that I made. It's on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Uh, I think it was on Instagram. A lady got mad at me. I didn't make the church sign. It was just there. If you don't like what I say, just keep scrolling. I'm not coming and posting it on your page. I posted on my page and you just happen to see it. And it's really weird, like when, 10, 15, 50,000 people like something. I have like three people. You're such an asshole. Oh, well, maybe you shouldn't be here. Most of my friends, people that I've been friends with since I was a teenager, uh, they're rock solid friends. I have one newer friend that I've been friends with for probably 5 or 6 years now, maybe a little bit longer, that I put him into the same category as people I've been friends with since I was a teenager. Yeah, Desmond, I agree 100%. Like when I said that I don't like Led Zeppelin, I think they're way overrated. I had a guy write 3 paragraphs telling me how stupid I was and insulting my whole lineage and all that kind of stuff. I've never been so mad at anyone that I could write 3 paragraphs of hate, especially because they said that they didn't like an overrated band. I just wow, I ran 3 more people off. I guess they were Led Zeppelin fans. But I like what I like. I don't care. I don't care if you like Barry Manilow. I do. I don't care if you like Culture Club. I do. I don't care if you don't like Elton John. I do. I don't care if you like Air Supply. I do. I don't care if you don't like Johnny Cash. I do. I could just go on and on for hours, and I don't care. Yeah, they act like I'm insulting their music. And what's I know some rock star well, I've met some rock stars. They don't care if you don't like them. That's the wrong focus. You focus on the people that do like you. You don't like Culture Club, Paula? I love them. Well, I'll say a handful of songs. I don't love all of their music. Uh, Here's a story about my first exposure to Culture Club. And granted, I was a teenager. Oh, you do? Okay. When we first came back from Germany, we were in Washington State, and there was a pirate TV show that came on Saturday nights. It was called Rock and Roll Tonight, and that's where I first saw Night Ranger, Culture Club, In Excess, um, Motley Crue. Just they just had a wide variety of music. But when I saw Culture Club, uh, I was at that age where I was like, "Oh shit, that's a dude." I did not like Boy George, but the next day when I was walking to school, I was singing those damn songs, and I kept yelling at myself, "You're a metal guy." So I've always liked Culture Club. My band in '85, they used to tell me to stop telling people because I'm a huge Prince fan. I love, love, love Prince. But they would tell me, "Don't be telling people you like Prince, Air Supply, Barry Manilow. That's bad for us." But I used to love when I was a kid. Yeah, I do too. Eh, um, I don't know if you've heard me say this before, but, uh, 99 Luftballons, I hate the American version. Or the English version. I usually turn the station if they play the English version. Yes, I understand most of what she's saying in German, but that's I listen to Japanese music, I listen to Korean music, I listen to Spanish music. It doesn't matter, it's how the music makes me feel. But yeah, I'm like that. I listen to everything. Some things I like more than others, but I listen to a little bit of everything. Skindred. Um, I think I have, but I'm not sure enough to say yes, so I'm gonna say no. But it seems like I've heard the name, and I may have even actually went and looked at something, but I don't know for sure, so I'm gonna say no. I actually watch shows in other languages too, Paula. Very rare will I turn on the subtitles. We watched a movie, uh, was it Until Dawn? And I think it took us a while to yes, I think it's Until Dawn. The movie's in French. Reggae metal, that sounds even more familiar, dude. I It seems like someone has told me about that, and I may have even checked something out, but again, I'm not 100% positive, so I don't wanna say that. Um, but this movie, I wanna say it was Until Dawn. It took us we were like 3/4 of the way through the movie when we realized the entire movie's in French, but they dubbed it into English, and they did it so well. It's very rare that you can tell. The only thing that's done in French is the music, when someone sings, that's done in French. Um, but you have to watch real close to see their mouths, and then you realize, "Oh, shit." But it took us a while to figure that out, that it was done so well. It's not like when I don't know how old you are, Desmond, but, like, when me and Paula were kids, and we watched those old Japanese movies that were dubbed into English, they didn't even try. You see, 22, yeah, so you're not old enough to know unless you watch old movies to see the old man, I remember being 22 vaguely. Let's see, 22. Mm, damn. Now, granted, that was 36 years ago, so I think no, I was doing concrete work when I was 21. What was I doing? Oh, I think I worked at a junkyard. I worked at a junkyard. I drove a record and I pulled parts, a tow truck, and I pulled parts. I used to love when people would come in their little Porsche 944 and need a part, and I'd take them to a Volkswagen station wagon to get the part. And then when they didn't believe that that was the correct part, I showed them where Volkswagen was stamped on their engine because the Porsche 944 had the same engine as the Volkswagen station wagon. That's kind of what I did for a long time, Desmond. I jumped through jobs. Uh, I love being a nightclub DJ. I did that for a long time. Uh, I like the car stuff, but after 2 years of being doing foreign car mechanic work and pulling parts and all that shit, I can't stand to do that now. I only work on my car now because I don't want to pay somebody what they're asking me to pay them. Like I just changed my rear hub assembly because I'm not paying almost $300 for somebody else to do it when I could do it in a couple hours. For the first time ever doing it, I did it in a couple hours. Watched a YouTube video. They were right. And then I started settling down. I did that job for 2 years. Oh, absolutely. That's my motivator most times to do stuff. I don't like eating out. The few restaurants I enjoy are crazy expensive and it's quality food. But I would rather cook at home or my wife cook something. She's a fantastic cook. Uh, but I like building my own shit, figuring shit out. I really enjoy building. Like farm work, I love farm work. If I could do that forever, if I ever win the lottery, I'm buying a huge ass place. And that's where I'll spend the rest of my days. I don't know if any of my friends have driven by while I'm building fence, but I'm glad they don't stop. I like seeing my friends, but hey Keith, what's up, buddy? Um, I like when my friends stop. I like visiting with my friends, but I don't like when I'm working and my friends stop. Because if I break stride, I end up not going back to work. There's an old man that when he's working across the street in his pasture, he works. And a lot of times when he sees me working, he'll stop and start talking to me. I enjoy visiting with him and I'm very respectful about that. But when people stop and, hey, I'm working. Did you not see that? I actually get kind of angry. I think that's maybe because I'm somewhat on the spectrum. But I actually get angry if somebody breaks my stride. Oh, yeah? Uh, how's that working out for you, Keith? I know my mother-in-law, she got through it pretty quick with hers. Yeah, Desmond, to a degree, I feel that same way. I'm always on high alert. Oh, those of you who just drop in, hi, welcome. Feel free to jump in conversation. Ask questions, ask my opinion. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what you're doing. And I'll promise not to fall asleep and I'll keep my clothes on. Uh, mostly, Desmond, I don't like eating out. Keith, that should be your motivation to get better quick. Ow, my legs hurt so bad from having to stand up and sit down, stand up. I finished stretching the fence across the front of the property, but that's a lot of up and down, up and down, up and down. My legs hurt so bad, and I just slapped them. The number one reason I don't like eating at restaurants is how much they're charging. But number two is, you got those kids back there don't give a shit, and they're feeding you bad food. And I get very, very mean about that. Well, I ran two people off, offer them a chance to talk, and they left. We're not here to talk. Don't point at us. We didn't want. We were going to keep my granddaughter home and homeschool her, but she wanted to go to public schools. She's in middle school right now. She wanted to do it, and so far it's working out. She's enjoying it. She likes the fact they're not constantly up her ass. You're more independent. So she's enjoying that. But I constantly watch out and worry about that. Man, I haven't eaten in a Golden Corral in I can't even remember when. Uh, yeah, I'm very cautious about where I eat. That also helps being a vegetarian. You can get bad vegetables, but oh, you'll get back at it, Keith. You'll be fine, buddy. I think my mother-in-law was in her 70s when she got hers done. Hopefully that's motivational to you. Oh, somebody the other day at work asked me if I think he was trying to joke, but he asked me if I was wearing a toupee, and I told him yes, and I never told him that I wasn't. I left it at that. I'm not gonna spend money on a rug. If my forehead has always been this big, it's a 5 head. If I ever lose this shit here, I'm just shaving it off. I'll grow a goatee because white guys shouldn't be bald and no goatee. So if this shit falls out, I'll shave my head bald and grow me a goatee. White guys look weird when they're bald, no facial hair. It's weird because black guys can pull that off. They can be bald and no facial hair, and they're fine. And I don't like facial hair. It's just a rule. You just have to do it. Um, most of my Hispanic and Puerto Rican friends, they don't look weird with no facial hair and the bald. Huh? That's weird. But I think white guys look weird. Man, look how dark I am. They might not show up on here. All right, Desmond, fire away, dude. I'm getting darker than dark like I used to be. Liking that. Oh, I wonder if those people left because I said I was going to keep my clothes on. Maybe they thought it was one of those videos. That costs a lot of money for you to be disappointed. All right. Is the question that big? I like good questions. Difficult questions, hard questions. I really like questions that people are shocked at my answers. Those are my favorite. I like when people go, "You can ask me anything." So I do, and then they get pissed off. I think most people have a predetermined definition of anything or what they think the limits are. You shouldn't be a coward. You should be able to talk about whatever conversation. And I've had people go, "Hey, can I ask you something weird?" And I go, "Yeah, but if I can ask you something weird," and they go, "Okay." Their question's not weird. I mean, it's weird to them, but it's not weird to me. So now I have the gauge on how upset they're going to get at my question. Um, no, I have not, Keith. Miho just popped up on my um I think it was my Instagram. I follow her on Instagram. Um that's the original basis from Love Bites, by the way. She just popped up I don't think I read it though. So I will say no, I have not. Huh? Says oh, there's that. It says again. All right. Top 5 action movie actors: Jason Statham, Denzel Washington, Tom Cruise, Keanu Reeves, Vin Diesel. Okay. Um, well, I do not like Vin Diesel. I do like Jason Statham a lot. I like Keanu Reeves. I don't like Tom Cruise. And I do like Denzel Washington. Uh, I've always liked Denzel. I've always liked Jason. I've always liked Keanu. So I would stick with those three, but I will replace your two with what's his face from the Born Identity movies? I like him. I like the Born Identity movies, I guess I should say. Um, I always forget his name because I always think always think Jason Bourne, the name, so it gets me distracted. Um, yes, Matt Damon. Thank you. But I really enjoyed the way the Born Identity movies were done. Hey, new people showing up, just jump in and talk. Right now, we're talking about movies, action stars specifically. Um, hmm. Back in the day, I really liked Stallone and Schwarzenegger. Schwarzenegger over Stallone, though. Ransomaya. What? You like him better? I'm out of here. Good. Um, and I don't really consider Matt Damon an action star, but those are action movies, and he's good in them. So, um, huh? Oh, the dude. I can't think of his name, but the dude who is actually, since you mentioned Tom Cruise, is actually Tom Cruise's movies. Yeah, I've never been a big rock fan either. I've seen some of his movies I enjoyed, but I'm not a big fan of him, especially after the Hawaii ordeal. Um, oh, what is that guy's name? Um, you know the movies that uh Tom Cruise did, but there was a series, a TV series, another actor played him. Oh, I almost said his name. Oh, yes. The Rock is way overrated. Way, way, way overrated. Um, man, what is that guy's name? I can see his face. He plays in a TV series Reacher. Tom Cruise did the movies, but this guy that does, because I really like the way he plays that character. Um, damn, I'm gonna have to cheat and get his name. I wish the people that were just dropping in would at least give me a thumbs up before they leave. YouTube likes that shit. We're having a great conversation. It's been nonstop, so YouTube should be happy about that. The person just left because I said something. I'm probably not supposed to do that, but too late. Man. And I really like that guy. He used to play in another series I watched called Blue Mountain something or another. Yeah, I'm going to cheat. Oh, I almost said his name. Alan Richson. Alan Richson. Yeah, Paul, I'm pretty bad with them too. Now, I say I'm pretty bad with them. Once when I'm live like this, I usually will fit. But for the most part, I'm good with actors. I tend to forget people's name. I've known you long enough. I'll never forget your name. So most of the people we went to school with in Germany, I remember their names rock solid. Um, except this one girl, she hated me. Blonde-haired girl, pretty snooty. She hated me for whatever reason, and we both wound up at Fort Lewis after leaving Germany. And instead of keeping her mouth shut, she saw me walking to the bus at school one day and decided to let me know that she still hated me. I don't care, bitch. I can't remember her name, but I guess that's because that's selective memory. Just chose not to remember her. I can see her face crystal clear. One of the biggest problems with names, part of it's because the way my mind processes information so quick, um, is I tend to give people nicknames that they don't know about. Yeah, that's long-lasting hatred, and I don't ever recall doing anything to her to warrant that kind of hate. I see people I don't like all the time, and I just hope they don't see me. I don't go, "Hey, buddy, I hate you." Remember? Just in case you forgot, I thought I'd let you know. But yeah, there's a few people like that that have carried some long ass ill feelings towards me. I think I'm a good guy. Well, yeah, Keith, if they're bad, you might be. You ain't got to work that hard to be better, or you ain't got to be that good at it. Um, like with when I was trying to remember Matt Damon's name, I get stuck thinking of the character they play, and if they play a character well, that I mean, like how well Val Kilmer played Doc Holliday, and Val Kilmer was my favorite Batman, and I'll get a lot of Batman fans get upset about that. I'm not a huge Batman guy, um, but I liked Val Kilmer's Batman. And then I get all these Batman nerds that get upset and tell me why he wasn't good. Jim Carrey is the perfect Riddler. And Tommy Lee Jones, he did good Two Face. That's camera angle. It looks like one of my nostrils is bigger than the other. Maybe it's for making faces. Your face is going to stick that way if someone slaps you on the back. Well, someone slapped me on the back. Huh. I wonder if I started an OnlyFans, but I just said no to everything that everybody asked me to do. um, I I I couldn't believe they picked Clooney. Worst, the worst. Um, I didn't get into that. Don't take it too weird. I didn't get into Dexter, subject matter that I like. I didn't get into Breaking Bad. I didn't get into Game of Thrones. Uh, Me and Savannah started watching Walking Dead, and she hasn't brought it up in a long time. She likes zombies. I like most zombie movies, but so The Walking Dead's not horrible, but eh, I don't feel bad that we haven't been watching it. But I love most of the movies from the 80s, like Breakfast Club, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Pretty in Pink. I love those movies. Yeah, I think it's weird, Desmond. Shows that have you like Game of Thrones? Well, let me finish saying what I was saying to Desmond. Um, yeah, it's weird that a lot of shows that will put all this in and have such a following, it would almost be better if you just didn't show, just stopped. Not try to tie everything up into a nice little bow and then you F up the whole thing. Um, Paula, the with Game of Thrones, when my friends talk about it, it sounds like something I would watch. I think it's the era. I'm not into that type of stuff. Even though everything I've heard about it, I would think I would like it. I've tried to watch shows from that era, and I can't. I don't get into it. Um, yeah, most people I know like Game of Thrones. I just and I know it's got all sorts of stuff in it that I like, but and the guy who played Mick Mars in The Dirt is a character on there. Um, I tried to watch Breaking Bad. I tried really hard, but as a recovered addict, I think that's the issue I had with the show. Um, I remember watching the first movie of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but and I didn't really love it then. So, um, Napoleon Dynamite, I hated that movie. There's one or two funny parts in it, but I remember all my friends talking about that movie, how hilarious it is, and it's so great. So me and my daughter sat down to watch it, and she finally agreed and went, "Why are we still watching this piece of shit?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'm waiting for the funny to happen." But I hated Napoleon Dynamite. The first time I watched, um, oh, I can't think of the name of that movie. There was a movie that I watched I didn't like, and my daughter was like, "Are you insane?" We have this same me and my daughter, she's a female version of me. Um, The Hangover. I didn't like the first one the first time I watched it, and then Walmart sent me to another DC to learn a new computer system. And I watched it in the hotel room. I was bored and it was on. Uh, uh, it was hilarious. I didn't watch The Shield either. Um, I'm not sure why. I like the actors in it, but I mean, growing up, I loved Adam 12. Um, I know a few of you are old enough to remember that. I liked Chips. I liked Emergency. I liked um, I like Kojak. I did not like the streets of San Francisco, and Bob watched that shit all the time. I couldn't stand that. Um, Dragnet I liked. I'm trying to think of cop shows that I like. Um, TJ Hooker. Um, And the reason I was saying the ones that I liked is you would think I would evolve and like other ones. I didn't care for Hill Street Blues. You can't go back. No, they can't go back. That's a waste of money. And I'm sure there'll be some people will go watch it, but they've already ruined it. They already shot themselves in the foot. You can't shoot yourself in the foot and then try to run a marathon. Sorry, you lose. Ed O'Neill and Dragnet? The last Dragnet I saw was Tom Hanks and Dan Aykroyd. That was the last Dragnet I watched. I like Ed O'Neill. Always have. Oh, my stomach muscles. Oh, I ain't seen that, dude. I have to lean back for a second. That sitting upright is killing my stomach muscles. Then again, I look like I'm about to fart doing that, so I'm gonna do that. Let me set up. Can you tell I like green? Green ring, green watch. Boy, I almost bought me a new watch the other day. I need a new watch. I haven't bought a watch in a while. I keep teasing myself. I call it control. It's not that I don't have the money. I have the money. It's all sorts of shit. I'll put it in my shopping cart and then go, yeah. I can't out reason myself. I mean, I have what, 8 or 12 watches as it is. I love watches. Me and Savannah were watching Dazed and Confused last night. She actually likes it. I love Dazed and Confused. Not just because it was shot in Austin. I love the movie. It reminds me of a better time in life. I think that's why I like the 80s movies too. Oh, shit. Hang on a second. Hey, what's up?
Hey, what are you doing?
Live stream? What are you doing?
Going on?
Oh. Did you have a good day?
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay. I had a pretty good day too.
I can call you back.
Okay. 4 o'clock is when I get done with this.
Okay.
I love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
My family takes priority over everything. Oh, the hell are you doing? All right. Oh, did it pause? It sure did. I'm going to have to shut it down and start over again. I forgot it does that. I don't know why it does that, but it does that. All right, there. Now I'm back up with y'all. But yeah. Oh, and the delay. Oh, wow. How about that? The delay is much quicker now. Instead of 7 seconds, we're at like a 3-second delay. Excellent. Oh, I'm running more people off. What the hell? Because I answered the phone and talked to my daughter? What, y'all don't like family? I mean, they're gone, so they can't hear me, but oh well. Any more questions? We got 40 minutes. Yeah, that happens to me too. Welcome back, Paul. I'm glad you came back. Yeah, that happens to me like when I'm in the country and I have my earphones in. I can't listen to radio stations I normally do because oddly enough, there's a cell tower on the property and it messes up my reception. So I listen to the music that I have on my phone. But whenever I get a message, it pauses. Well, ask away, Desmond. I've always got answers. It's rare anybody stumps me. Like I said, I upset a lot of people, either with my answer or because I ask questions. I'm just curious person. Plus, it tells me a lot about a person. I think when you're comfortable with someone, I'm not saying in this format because not everybody's comfortable talking about issues in an open format like this, but usually I have private conversations. Mm. Oh shit. Um, that's a very close one, and I have a reason why. Okay, I love both equally, but yeah, I have a thing about that too, Keith. Let me answer his question. I'll tell you how I feel about that. Um, they're ruining both genres of movies because they're trying to cater to too many people. Just make the damn movie, and the people that don't like it won't watch it, or you'll at least get their money when they go to watch it and they don't like it. But trying to be too middle of the road and not offend anybody or upset anybody, piss on that shit. Make whatever it is. So it's a very tight race, but I feel, especially Rob Zombie, is ruining horror movies. Aside from The Devil Inside that I just watched, it's classified as a horror. I don't really think it's a horror film. Um, I think I would eliminate the horror films because they're really screwing them up. Keith, I always tell people that too. Um, do ask a question you don't. How about don't ask a question you don't want the answer to? Um, I warn people before I answer a question. Are you sure you want to know, or do you want me to tell you a user-friendly answer? Because once I tell you something, I cannot untell you. I've had people ask me specific weird questions and then get pissed off because I answer it as if it was nothing. Because it is nothing. I have no shame in my game. I know who I am. I'm quite comfortable with who I am. I've effed up a lot in my life. That's how I've got to be the person I am. If you don't make mistakes, you're not going to grow. If you never step out of your comfort zone, you can't grow. If you stay in this little box, you can't grow. You'll be the same turd you've always been. But yeah, I warn people all the time. Just make sure you can handle my answer because once I tell you, I can't untell you. But yeah, I like people that can have a conversation and know it's a conversation, regardless of bad habits, something you did that you regret, something that you want to do that you're embarrassed that people are going to find out. Like I had put it out there. And no one's ever asked me. I was going to start a children's channel way back, right after my channel took off, because I'm very good at working with children, especially special needs children. But YouTube has so many restrictions and rules and all this shit. It was not worth the effort. So I did not start it. But I had already put it out there that I was going to do it. But yeah, that's the problem, Desmond. That's killed everything. That's what's killed metal, American metal, anyways. That's what's killing rap. That's what kills all sorts of genres of movies. Oh, it worked there? Let's make 100 of them. Like Val Kilmer's Batman. Most of the Batmans have lines, but that attitude that goes with it. And then don't get me wrong, I do like some stupid movies. Like I love Airplane and Hot Shots. So I like some stupid ass movies. But they're made that way. They're stupid ass movies. But and I don't know why. I don't know who thinks that's an unpopular opinion. I agree with that. They've gone overboard. Not all heroes should be funny. And I have Deadpool 1 and 2, and I've not made it through the first one. Mostly time. It's not that I hated it, it's for time. Hey, new people, don't be afraid to jump in conversation. Talk about everything that YouTube allows us to talk about. Right now, we're talking about movies. I ran 2 people off. What? An open forum to talk about what I want to talk about? Ugh. I want to be told what to think. That was a dope rock. I like that. But yeah, they screw up movies all the time. That's why horror, like we said with horror movies, they're trying too hard to not upset. Just make the damn movie. I have seen some really back in the day good. Well, they were good to me back in the day, and there's letdowns too. The original Exorcist is still my all time favorite horror film. I love that one. And they've made a few that were okay since then, but when I was a kid, there was a movie called Rosemary's Baby, and everybody talked about it. Oh my God, it's so. Yeah, Keith, that's kind of the point that I was trying to get. Some of them just aren't funny, and to do that, I think they're just trying to appeal or latch on to, like Desmond said, like the Deadpool. Oh, Deadpool worked. All right, let me finish. See, I don't remember where I was going. But yes, Keith, that is correct. If a character that you've read the comics and you know is not funny, he should not be funny in the movies. Shouldn't, because life's not always funny. I always look for the funny, and I try to make funny out of shit that I shouldn't be making funny out, like my church sign that I made fun of that upset some lady. Uh, Devin, I really don't have I like a little of each, but I really don't have I'm not that guy where I'm just set. Oh yeah, it's one or the other. I don't care enough to. I mean, my favorite comic book, my first comic book that I liked when I was in the first grade was Ghost Rider. Is that what it was called? Ghost Rider? Uh, but then when I got older, Sergeant Rock, and I've thought about going back and buying all the Sergeant Rock comics. I had the money, just, but I'm afraid because there's a lot of shows that I watched as a kid that I loved. And then when I try to watch them now, I'm like, I must have been MR. I can't say it here. On the spectrum. I'm not allowed to use that word for whatever reason. Um, because I try to watch those shows and they're just absolutely stupid. I remember when I was a kid, I loved Speed Racer. What a piece of garbage. I cannot believe I watched that and loved it. There's still shows that stand up though. I still love MASH. Even though it's gonna be a happy ending, like I like Different Strokes, The Jeffersons, All in the Family. Man, I didn't watch the movie. I was so upset when I went back and tried to watch my kids. That was back when Boomerang first came out, and it was one of the cartoons that was on Boomerang. I told my kids, "You got to watch this," and I apologized to them and let them go. What a piece of garbage. I still think the Three Stooges are funny. However, it's slightly different knowing the abuse and the problems that they were having. But I try not to think about it. I try to just watch it and enjoy it for what it is. I'm still okay with the Dukes of Hazzard. I love the Andy Griffith Show prior to being colorized. I don't like it after they colorized it, but the old black and white Andy Griffith Show, I still watch it. I've watched it since I was a little kid, and it still makes me laugh. And that's the difference. They made quality shows back then. That's why they're still working. I can still watch Gilligan's Island. Yeah. Yay, Paula. I can still watch Gilligan's Island. I can even watch The Love Boat. I can even watch Fantasy Island. Speaking of Fantasy Island, I think the Waltons, yep, we watched that all the time when I was a kid, and that used to be a thing in our house when we go to bed. Good night, John Boy. Good night, Mary Ellen. We didn't do it every night, but yeah, it seems like one of my kids got into Captain Underpants for that quick, but I can't remember. My kids are grown adults now. But yeah, Paula, the Waltons, and that always had good message in it. Now, even though I watched a lot of it, Little House on the Prairie was not my favorite. I didn't like Big Valley. I like Gunsmoke, but I didn't like Big Valley. I like Have Gun Will Travel. I didn't like Baba Black Sheep. Bob watched that. I didn't like that. I like Hogan's Heroes. But that's why those shows have been in syndication. They made better shows. Even the shitty shows were better than a lot of stuff that's being put out today. And I think what it is today, instead of focusing on a good show, is they have a formula and they just apply that formula to it. It's like when people come here and try to tell me how to YouTube. Go start your own channel and do it your way. I do, and I've had people get upset and stop talking to me. Someone had been a follower. Oh, Sanford & Son. Love Sanford & Son. Sanford & Son, the Jeffersons, like I said, All in the Family. I love Good Times. Oh, what the hell is that? The one with Rerun. I can't think of the damn name. What's Happening? I got it before anybody told me, and I didn't have to cheat. But I think that formula that they've formulated that will make a successful show. And in all fairness to current shows, there are shows that I love. I love Rules of Engagement. I've watched the entire series 18 times now. Everybody Hates Chris. A lot of my friends love that show. I tried. But then again, I'm not a big Chris Rock fan, so I like some of his stuff, but I'm just not a huge fan. I think he's overrated as a comedian. Sorry. Oh shit, what was I saying? Rules of Engagement. There used to be a show called The New Adventures of Old Christine. I love that show. It didn't last long. I liked Modern Family until they screwed it up trying to make it a serious show. You know, they started grasping at straws instead of just ending it. Um, How I Met Your Mother, The Office. Yeah, as a comedian, I've always loved stand up. Modern Family was great for the first handful of seasons, and then it just started like they started grasping at straws. Um, the thing with How I Met Your Mother and The Office, I don't know if I put Modern Family in this category, but you have to start watching them at the beginning. I remember Herman's Head, Bosom Buddies. I enjoyed that show. Um, but if you start watching those shows at the beginning, because the writing was so well that they reference shit later, and if you don't know about it, it's not funny when you hear about it. But knowing it is hilarious when you hear about it. There are shows that I love that have inconsistency in the writing, so you can tell when somebody who doesn't really know the show writes an episode. I despise that. There's a Western series that I love. There's 3 books, and the guy died after the second book, so they had a ghostwriter write the 3rd book, and the ghostwriter wrote the main character, called the main character something else. I actually wrote the book company and complained. The publisher complained. So I found out they don't give a shit. They got your money. So the Westerns that I'm speaking of, I finally bought the first one because on the covers of his books, I grew up reading Louis L'Amour. I love Louis L'Amour. So this guy's books say if you love Louis L'Amour, you'll love Ralph Compton. Or if you like Louis L'Amour, you'll love Ralph Compton. But the first book I read took place in this entire area where I live. The main character actually went to a hotel in Lampasas, which is about 20 miles from where I live, went to a hotel that is still there. That hotel is still in existence to this day. But I love that I know the areas where he's talking about. So I know he's been to these areas because he physically knows the layout of the land and that kind of stuff. So that really appealed to me. The weird thing with The Office, boy, I'm jumping around. We got 23 minutes left, so why not? I keep running people off, so who gives a shit? The Office, like James Spader as an actor, but when he came to The Office, I quit watching it. I really didn't like when what's his face left, but the first several seasons, especially the first 2 or 3, were just hilarious. But it sustained me for a while. Oddly enough, I don't like the British version of The Office. I like Ricky Gervais. Is that his name? How you say it? Office Space. I like the movie. Yeah. Yes, I like Office Space. I like Dodgeball. That movie still makes me laugh to this day. Hilarious. Huh. But if you do decide to watch it, start with season 1, episode 1. And the outtakes of the movie, you can see them on TikTok all the time. The outtakes and the bloopers are actually hilarious. Carol Burnett, the Carol Burnett Show, one of my all-time favorite shows, and that show still holds up to this day. I love watching that. It only showed me part of my mom's message, so I have to look. Yeah, I'll agree with that, Mom. My mom said that Roseanne, the original Roseanne, appealed to lower to middle class people, which is why that show was such a hit. It's not so much because of Roseanne's snarkiness; it's the overall show. I like 227. Mama's Family, which is a spinoff of the Carol Burnett show. But yeah, Vicki Lawrence was hilarious as Mama. But see, we can sit here and name all these shows because they all had impact, or most of them have had impact. They're well written. Even if Fantasy Island, if you sit there and think about it, was a dumbass show. Oh, I started to say that. They redid Fantasy Island with Mr. Rourke's daughter running it. I watched it for a season. It wasn't bad. It's better than some of the other spinoffs of it they tried to do. Oh, and me and my mom were just talking about this the other day. I don't like canned laughter. I know most shows are filmed in front of a TV audience these days, in front of a live audience. She is a good singer. Oh, it apparently changed it. Jeepers Creepers. I like that. Back then, I don't know that I like it now. I haven't watched it since I was a kid. But Jeepers Creepers, I think autocorrect changed you to Creepers. Unless you're talking about something I don't know. Did we lose Paula? Normally she says bye. She might be busy cooking though. Oh, they're stirring. I can't type and stir the pot at the same time, Bob. I told you I was cooking. Stop it. Oh, wait, she's at home. So, you effer. It is Keepers Creepers? I was just being silly, Paul. I just wanted to see you respond. You're always polite and say goodbye when you leave. It is Keepers Creepers? I've never heard of that. I've heard of Jeepers Creepers, but I've never heard of Keepers Creepers. Well, I appreciate the effort, the going back and forth. Oh, you're laughing at the mistake. Okay. Because I was trying to think. I was like, I remember Jeepers Creepers. Kind of weird. When I make my dinner, I have a routine. So when I wait for it to finish, I walk laps in my house. And I usually get a mile. Depends on how quick I get it done when I'm making. I can get between a mile and 4 miles in. It could be. Oh, okay. With the scary movies, I think 3 was my favorite. The first one was a little shaky. Second one was better, but I think the third one was my favorite. And I don't think I cared for 4. Is there 5 of them? It seems like there's 5. And if there is 5, I damn sure didn't watch the last one. 3 is the one where he was being a rapper, right? Shug, mug, bug, hood. If we say we'll come, will you shut the F up? I think that was 3. That's my favorite one. I can watch that over and over and over. And I don't watch it with Savannah because the one part where the alien sticks the knife under the door and looks up her dress. Not that I have anything wrong with that. I just don't want to watch that with my granddaughter. But we haven't even watched that movie. There's movies that she asked me about, and I'm like, no, not yet. And because the alien does, I don't want to have to explain that. I wouldn't explain it. I'd be like, no. Be like, by the way, that's what Grandpa's tattoo means. I don't know. The last movie that scared me was when I was in the second grade, and Bob had a conniption when he realized I was scared, was The Birds. I love Lost Boys. I tried to get Savannah to watch that with me, and she wouldn't do it. And I like Fright Night too. Lost Boys, Fright Night. I love a good scary movie, but I do like some of the dumbass scary movies, if that makes any sense. And then there's scary movies I don't consider scary. Oh yeah, Lost Boys. I love that. And I like Fright Night too, because even though it was kind of silly, or not kind of, it's silly. The realistic element of that is, if you knew a vampire lived next door to you, no one would believe you at all. Never, ever. Did any of y'all watch Renfield? I really enjoyed Renfield for a few different reasons. One of my favorite things about, and that's a modern movie with Nicolas Cage, and I can't remember who plays Renfield, but I like that movie. It's not so much that it was scary, but there's a message in it that I firmly believe, I practice, I preach. I don't want to ruin it if none of y'all have seen it, if you're actually willing to watch it. I like the movie. It was good. There's a message. There's actually two messages in it, but one of them stands out big time. And I like the fact that Nicolas Cage, while he is the star, has a minimal role in the movie. It's actually about Renfield. That shows he didn't have an attitude about it or an ego about it. And I watched Renfield just because it happened to be on. Like I said, me and Savannah do this. She didn't watch that with me, but we do this thing where we just kind of scroll through and just randomly pick a movie and go, that one. Now I'm going to cheat and watch the BET you told me about, Paula. Because I haven't actually seen it, so it's not really cheating, but it's kind of cheating because a friend recommended it. But she does that sometimes too. I hey, I got a message from Savannah. She forgot to have my live stream today, so she was telling me what she's doing at school. I was like, okay, horror movies. Like The Birds scare me. Here's something I'll tell y'all about me. It's weird. I love vampire movies, not the Twilight movies. Those are not vampires. I don't care what anybody says. Those are not vampires. Not the vampires I grew up with. But when I was a kid, I'd say, I think in the second grade when I stopped doing it, but I had a fear of vampires getting me while I was sleeping. So I had to be completely covered up except for that so I could breathe fresh air. But I would completely cover myself up because I was afraid a vampire was going to get me. I like Blade. We watched Blade with my kids when they were little. The delays back up a little bit. But it's weird that I ended up loving vampire movies because I was always afraid a vampire was going to get me. I don't have nightmares. I think I've told you all that. I remember the last two nightmares I had. And maybe that's when it stopped. My last two nightmares were when I was in the second grade. My very last nightmare, I was doing the flags for a race, and my biological father stood up in the audience and busted a cap in me. I'm trying to say it friendly so I don't lose my monetization. And I fell out of the flag box, and I woke up right before I landed on the racetrack. That was the last nightmare I ever had. You know what? I like Nightmare on Elm Street. I just watched it with Savannah, my granddaughter, because I thought it would kind of ease her in. She thought it was silly. I love Nightmare on Elm Street, and on the surface, it is silly. I thought it was a good movie. 2 was okay, and then they should have just stopped. Um, yeah, I was okay with Buffy. It's not. It didn't like blow me away. Like, oh, I love that movie. It wasn't like that, but I was okay with it. Probably about on this almost on the same level as Nightmare on Elm Street as far as how I feel about the movie and like it. Um, He said The Exorcist, my favorite. I liked Phantasm. Most of the Friday the 13th, most of the Halloween. I like Return of the Living Dead because it was so stupid. Like I said, I do like some stupid movies. That has to do with zombies too. Uh, but yeah, I pretty quick once I broke that level, stopped having nightmares, and I watched The Exorcist. I absolutely love that movie. I can still watch it today, and I absolutely love it, just as I did the first time I saw it. It never gets old for me. That movie was done well, even though I know the messed up shit that happened during the movie. Messed up shit like hurting the woman who played her mother. Oh, I love the Django. I thought I was going to hate it, but it was one of those things. I was like, what the hell? I've watched it 4 or 5 times. I actually enjoy that movie. I think it was done well. Um, yeah, I'm really picky about westerns too. So very picky. Yeah, I like the TV series Deadwood. Oh, I like Justified. Ooh, I think I can watch that again. I think it's on Hulu. I just got Hulu again. um, yeah, I thought that movie was done really well, and I am not a big fan of what's his face, um, Jamie Foxx. Don't get me wrong, I like some things about him and his acting, but not a big fan. Uh, oh, ooh, Keith, good question. I think I remember The Harder They Fall. I like The Ridiculous Eight. I think that's what it is with Adam Sandler, or Ridiculous Six, whatever it is. I like that one, and it's a stupid movie. Straight to video. Um, I'm trying to think what has gone straight to video lately. I have an all-time least favorite movie. I tell people that if you're somewhere, I don't care how long you drove to get there, if somebody puts this movie in, leave. Don't tell them to take it out. It's their house. Just pick up your shit and leave. I don't care how far you drove, what the weather's like, leave. Oh, I love Old Henry. Love, love, love Old Henry. That was I like that actor that played him, but I thought that movie was done very well. Stone Cold Steve Austin straight to video. I liked his Broken Skull Ranch. I wish that was still on. I actually like him as far as his attitude and the way he calls people on shit. I really like that. I know a lot of people don't like him. I guess it's based on what his role he plays in wrestling, but everything I've seen him outside of that, like Broken Skull Ranch, I really like that. Uh, but Old Henry, I love that. I watched it 2 or 3 times when I first saw it the first time. Um, I love Young Guns 1. I'm okay with Young Guns 2, but Young Guns 1, I can watch just like Tombstone. I can watch those over. I can literally watch it, restart it, and watch it again. And I never get tired of it. I can't even tell you how many times I've seen both, but both of those were done so well. Yeah, oddly enough, I haven't watched Magnificent Seven. I've seen clips of it, but that's where the ridiculous was it Ridiculous Six or Ridiculous Eight? I've watched that, and it made me want to watch. Oh, you're talking about? I'm sorry, you said Magnificent Seven. I was thinking of. Sorry, said something else. Yes, Magnificent that show. I was thinking of Hateful Eight. Thank you. I just got so far. Whoop. Yes. Like I said, Ridiculous, I think it's 6, is stupid, but I like it. I watched it a couple of times. Yes, magnificent. Why can't I say that damn word? Magnificent. Yes, Magnificent 7 was good. I watched that a long time ago. Young Guns TV show. I don't know that. I've never seen it as a TV show, but I don't know that I could watch that as a TV show. Could that show be drug out? Because I think a lot of it, what makes it appealing, it was done, like I said, it was done well, but I think the gaps that they leave in there make it more appealing. So a TV show would have to break it down to more of a regular occurrence. And I don't know that that would be, well, Asian Jesus, are you still here, dude? That's kind of weird. Drop in and say one comment. I appreciate it. I'm not judging. But you instantly jumped in, so I figured there'd be more conversation. Shit, we're almost done. We got 3 minutes. All right, hit me with your best shot. And I will be here next week. As soon as I get time after I get done doing the work that I'm doing, I will do some reaction videos. Oh, I cannot do anime. I can't. Not at all. Not even kind of sort of. None of it. At all. None. None. My son likes anime. I've never, I mean, I would sit there and blankly stare at it while he was watching it, but there was other shit going on up here. But as we start winding down, I know I say it every time, but I hope y'all know I truly mean that I appreciate y'all come here and you spend 2 hours with me or however long you spend with me talking. I truly enjoy that. If there was ever a chance for us to meet in person and have a meal or a few drinks, I'd be totally down. Y'all are Paula's the one I can hang out with for sure. But I know her in real life. But this community that I have here, I feel like y'all are actually friends. I would hang out with y'all in public or in person. Public. Well, it'd have to be in public because I'm not supposed to go to people's houses. Hey, there you are, dude. Oh, you're. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, dude. I appreciate it. I appreciate the fact that you said something and that you're hanging out. But I appreciate y'all so much. I hope you have a great week. And I will see you next time. And Paul, I will let you know what I think about your show. I hope y'all have a great week. Make somebody laugh if you get the chance. Peace.